Alright, welcome to 9 Malls review of the Deli Pro As Seen on TV knife. It's the knife with the slicing guide, perfect even slices every time. Great for meats, vegetables, bread, and more. Just turn the knob to adjust the slice thickness, and I'm going to test it right now and see if it lives up to its expectations. To adjust the blade of the Deli Pro, you just turn this knob like this, and you can see the blade getting wider. Trying to push down on it, it stays still. And then you have little measuring right there. So it's about 1 inch. So just keep turning it. And like so. To test the knife, we have a tomato, cucumber, cheese, and an onion. So let's test the tomato. I'm putting it on ultra thin. Let's see what happens. It takes a little bit getting used to getting the guide lined up on the tomato, but once you get that set up, you can pretty much get the gist of it. And so it'll cut ultra thin tomato slices, almost too thin. So let's make it a little bit larger, and let's try this. So at first when I was saw this knife, I was like, why would somebody want to use this? I mean, what's the purpose? I mean, I can just do this with a knife, but it's pretty hard to cut exactly the same slices with a knife. I mean, you can eye it, you probably can get it pretty close, but with this, there's no guessing. You can get 100% same size slices. So there is a benefit. The knife cuts relatively well. I wouldn't say it's the best knife in the world, but it does a decent job. So there are my slices right now, perfectly cut. So far, so good. So let's try something else. All right, next we have the cucumber. I'm going to leave it on the same size. One of the things is, so you're chopping, and you kind of have to saw it. I mean, that's one downside, is when you get to the bottom, it's more about sawing. And for example, I have my Yoshi blade right here, which I still use. You know, you get down and you don't really have to do sawing. This knife is a little bit tough to complete the chop. But, you know, with a little practice, I'm sure I could get the hang of it. So far, so good. Doing a great job on this, too. So, let's move on to the onion. Okay, so the onion, it's a little bit harder cut. We'll leave it on the same size. Now I can really see this being great for hamburgers, because cutting an onion all the way through evenly, even with a knife, is pretty tough to do. So there you have it. It does a good job. This knife's a lot about sawing, and there are my onions. I can't see this being a problem, but let's go ahead and start chopping the cheese. So first one didn't really do good. And, you know, cheese kind of sticks, so with this blade it's kind of sticking to the cheese, and so it makes it a little bit more difficult to get that perfectly cut cheese, and you can see the marks on the cheese. So you might want to stick with a cheese slicer, but does a decent job. So yeah, the Deli Pro knife right here does what it says it does in the commercials. So I do recommend it, but if you want a knife that's a good knife, as seen on TV knife right here, Yoshi blade, this is the knife that I'd recommend. Great knife here. So thanks for listening to my review.